Hello and welcome to my video today. I'll be working in my KaiserCraft little notebook here that I've just about finished. I've only got a couple of more pages to go, and I'm going to do a page with some drywall tape. I've got some KaiserCraft paint here in browns, and I've got some leftover alphabet dies that I used not long ago that I'm just going to use up on this page, and I've got a pack here of just brown leftover papers that I've got that I'm going to use on this page also. So I've kept all these little bits here that are already cut out, and I'm going to use these bits on the page just to add some interest. Now I haven't gessoed this page, but I'm going to use some Mod Podge here in matte to collage down some paper pieces down. So these are all leftover pieces from various projects that I've done recently, and just going to glue all of these pieces down. So this is a really good way of using up any scraps that you've used when die cutting, as this will actually give layers to the page and give some dimension as well. So these alphabet die cutouts were from a recent project that I did for Father's Day, and I just wanted to use them up actually, so because they only spell dad twice so I just thought, oh, I'm just going to use them on the page here. So just continuing by just adding some scraps, ripping them up just to give that little bit of interest also to the page. So I'm just going to give this a good dry off before moving on. So I've got some adhesive drywall tape which I just picked up at the hardware, and I'm just going to cut this in half and add this to the page because this will give some really nice texture to the page. Now I am going to add a layer of gesso over this now. It's just white gesso, but what I'm also going to do is I'm just going to wipe some of the gesso back just with a baby wipe, especially on those patterned pieces of paper and the letters also, because I do want the letters to show through at the end. So after drying off the page, I am going to apply some acrylic paint, and this is KaiserCraft in Eggshell. I also use a wet baby wipe just to rub back some of the paint as well. Now I've got some KaiserCraft raw umber acrylic paint here, and I'm just going to water it down just a bit because I'm going to add some drippage to this page. Now I am going to add some more paint down the bottom of the page, and I'm going to repeat the process so the drippage will go up the page. I'm also going to add some splatters to the page as well. This will add extra interest. Just going to do some drippage with the eggshell again, and just to give it some more interest to the page. So it is really important to dry the page off in between coats of paint because of course I've sprayed with water and it does make the page a little bit soppy. So I soak some of the water up just with a kitchen towelette. I'm just going to trim off the overhang of the pages here, and I have a rotary knife that I actually do with that, so just to clean up this page. So I'm just going to apply some Inca Gold, and this is brown gold, and I'm just going to go over the drywall tape here just to give it a bit of depth. Now I am going to go round some of the elements on this page with my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen in Nougat, and this will just enhance some of the elements of this page. So I really do want the letters to stand out a little bit more on this page. This will also give it a little bit of shadowing. I have also added some distress ink in black soot to the edge of the page. So I've got my paper dolls here by Time Holtz, and I'm just going through and just having a look to see what paper dolls that I've got here to add to my page. Now I do go around the edge of each paper doll just with my Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen in Nougat, and this will help just blend in that white bit on the edges of the paper dolls. I'm also going to run the pen over the top of the images as well, just to give it that sepia look as well. Now because this page is pretty grungy, I'm going to get some silver metallic paper here, and I've got this die that I'm going to cut out, and it's a clock die and it's got some cogs as well. So these will all be in silver, and I'm just going to glue this to my page. I'm going to use brown cardstock to cut out some clock hands. I'm just going to use some Mod Podge in matte just to glue all these elements down onto my page. Because it is silver metallic paint, I do have just a baby wet wipe and a kitchen towelette that I will just go over each element just to remove any excess glue from the silver paper. So I am going to use some Helmer 450 quick dry adhesive glue just to glue down my paper dolls onto the page. Because there's a lot of texture on the page, this will glue these down, not a problem at all. Just going to finish off the clock hands by just clear embossing over the top. This will make them stick out a little bit more off the page. Now I am going to use some glossy accents just to glue these down onto my clock. I have a quote here that I'm going to use, but before I cut it up I'm going to use some antique linen just to go over it with Distress Oxide ink, just to give it that old feel, and then I will actually use walnut stain just on the edges of my cutout quote here. Now I am just going to use PVA glue just to glue my quote into place. So I'm just going to use my Pit Artist pen to go round on one side of my paper dolls, so that on the right side there. This will give some shadowing and depth to the page. And that's my page finished for today. I hope you have enjoyed this process video. If you have, please give me your thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, I'd really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, and if you do, don't forget that notification bell. And until next time, happy crafting. See ya!